Don't do it, y'all. Don't do it. YouTube family, I am back with another video today. There's gonna be a lot of 2K spamming going on the channel recently because I'm trying to get affiliated. I'm trying to get partnership. I'm trying to get full partnership with YouTube. So I have to follow the numbers to be able to achieve that goal. But I'm just here this video is just dedicated as your warning for those of you who may not have learned and those who may have learned or you're currently learning. If you're similar to me as far as being a perfectionist, or I guess perfectionist is probably the proper term, but you're somebody who just likes to make sure that you are able to cover all grounds. In 2K24, that is almost impossible. And I like to win. As you can see by my stats, or not even I guess my stats can show it, but if you can tell by just the way that I just stand in the purple, the way I just stand in the purple, when I lose or when the team that I'm playing with loses, I go into reset mode, because I probably only lose about 1, maybe 3 2K games a week, particularly because I don't play every day, all day, and particularly because 2K's matchmaking is very funny. During the peak of your day, you just will be constantly playing just horrible combinations of teams. I mean horrible. I'm talking about you're up by 40 in games against AIs, against maybe one dude who's saying, and I mean, this is just your constant flow of a game, and it's the game just setting you up to, the game is just setting you up to kind of get into this mellow mode or this brain dead mode when you're just kind of coasting, and then they throw a comp game in the middle of that run. You'll have 7, 8, 9 games in a row winning by average of 15, 25 points. And then on that 10th game, you're playing a comp team who's running zone, playing passing lanes, 99 steals, all of that extra stuff. And then you kind of have to snap out of your dull state that you've been in, and 9 times out of 10 you don't do it. But the frustration that occurs is that there is no point guard position that I can possibly make that's going to possibly satisfy me for nothing. And for those of you who are like me, you know what I'm talking about. You spent an amount of money on this game that you may be ashamed of, or that when things get tight, you start to think God dog, X amount of dollars have went into this game for a player that ain't even a 99. You haven't even seen the player at the full potential. The player gets halfway to his full potential and you're just this ain't gonna work. And possibly it may not, or possibly it may, but you don't know because you're already in the lab making another player because you have played something or played against somebody that has triggered you enough to make a new build. And I'm just here to send you your warning to just don't even do it. Don't even do it. It's not even worth it. You are going to go broke or stress yourself out to an extent of no other if you try to make the build that's going to be able to stop, contend, defend, or slow down anything in this game. As a primary point guard player now, it's okay to just, they have taken away the ability to be able to be everything you need to be, right? Because as much as everybody tries to be the same build in this game, there's always some outlier that you're gonna match up against that's gonna trigger you and gonna cook and is gonna cook you. See, me, I like to guard on ball, right? I like to really guard on ball. But honestly speaking, my on ball defensive style may not work with the player that I'm using, right? Because I'm a physical defender. And by a physical defender is I like to touch the guy that I'm guarding. The issue with touching the guy that you're guarding, in order to do that, you're gonna have to have badges that help you be able to play your imposing defense. So you have to be bigger. So you have to be about 6'7", 6'8", 6'6". Got to be strong. No, your strength has to be up in the high 70s, 80s, or even 90s to be able to get things like immovable forcer and clamps and fast feet. All those type of badges kind of help bump them, right? But with that takes so much of your ability or so much of your points to be able to have that type of defender that it almost removes you from being the primary ball handler. But if you're in a situation like I am, you're probably the best primary ball handler out of your group that you play with. Now, of course, you have your teammates or your friends or your family that may be better at certain aspects of the game that you may not be. So you might be the best overall ball handler for your team, but somebody may be better at dribbling than you. Somebody may be better at shooting. Somebody may be better at creating their own shot. Somebody may be better at contact dunk. But the reason why I'm the primary ball handler is because the thing I excel at the most is letting everybody eat. And I pass the ball a lot. I'm pass first and defend first. And in this game, you almost do yourself a disservice. But see, with me, the way things work out with me, there's just no hope for me. There's no hope. Because if I make more of a meta type player, which is a more offensive style player, now I'm going to be playing against people who are going to go at me. And it's almost like I'm the best defender on the team as well. So now if I lower my defensive standings, right, to give myself more offense, now I don't have the badges on defense to be able to stop or slow down or contend to the person that I'm guarding. If I give myself more defense and remove my offense, now I have the badges to combat them defensively, but then I may not have the height or the strength to really be able to stop the individual that I'm guarding. I'm going to show you some gameplays, some live games that I've played against, which is going to display to you the builds that I struggle with, the builds that I struggle guarding, the type of 2K player, the type of build that gives me the most amount of trouble. And I'll tell you right now, the build that gives me the most amount of trouble are those bigger point guards who know how to dribble and know how to utilize the game's badges to their advantage and then take advantage of me because I'm 6'3". You get what I'm saying? Which means I'm probably gonna have to get bigger. I'm gonna have to get a bigger guard who is stronger, who can defend more. But in that case, how much offense am I losing? Because if I had a build to make, I would be a playmaking defender. I'll be a playmaking defender, but the issue with a playmaking defender is you can't score. Your scoring ability decreases. Now, to be fair, I can score, but I'm not your typical, my style of scoring is not your typical scoring way. You get what I'm saying? I really just like to slash to the basket, to be honest. But I can shoot when open. You get what I'm saying? It's a weird dynamic and it's hard to explain. You would have to see me play or be on my team to know what I do. And my teammates, they try their best to become compatible, but I don't think there is any compatibility for me because I literally try to do everything in a game that really doesn't allow you to do that anymore. Now, last year they did, but the way the game played last year, it still wasn't enough. I don't think it's ever going to be enough because the way 2K seems to go, the smaller you are in 2K, the more offensive minded they kind of want you to be. Being small and trying to defend is like gone. You know what I'm saying? And then like the bigger you are, you can be more physical, but then you're more of a downhill slasher type that may not be able to shoot as well. And actually making this video right now and talking to myself is kind of steering me in the direction of where I'm gonna have to go. But it's just, it's the badges and the ratings and the things that I don't like. Like, it's just certain things that I don't like, right? And then there's certain things that I like that why do I like them? Do I like them because of the vision or what I think it does? Or do I like it just because of the safety net that it has, right? Some people get away with 72 steal and be fine. Some people get away with 85 steal and be fine. Me, I feel like I need a 91 steal. Do I reach a lot? No, I don't reach a lot. But it's like when I reach, I want my steal. I tend to think that I reach at the most opportune times to receive a steal. So in my mind, I need the highest rating to be able to steal that ball when I hit that steal button. When I play that passing lane, I need to be able to play that passing lane when I decide to play it. Not play it and then now I can't play it because my rating is low. But in typical fashion, the lower your steal rating is, the higher of the opportunity you get to steal the ball because your rating is low. The higher your rating is, your opportunities to steal the ball become slim. Then we have the layup and the dunking. Dunking costs so much more than layups, but dunking is much more beneficial than a layup. Because with a layup, you gotta have space, timing, and opportunity. With dunking, you can kind of just lollygag and get to the paint and be able to elevate, right? But you almost can't dunk and defend while being able to pass. It's like you gotta go one or the other. Or you can dunk, defend, and pass, but then your shooting stinks. And when you get hit with the zone and you can't shoot, you're a liability. I don't know what to do, man. But I'm just making this video to warn you guys, don't fall into my trap and continually make players after player after players after player, because it's more expensive to even do that than to just sit there and just deal with what you got or try to perfect what you have. And then when you have the VC built up to make a new player, be like, all right, this is the direction I'm gonna go. But I know a lot of y'all ain't gonna listen, because I don't listen. I don't listen to myself. So I know y'all not gonna listen to me. But I feel like it is the design of this game that causes that. That's exactly what this game wants. And I think that this game matches you up with people like that on purpose. On purpose. I believe that this game matches you up with people that go at whatever your player's weakness is. They're gonna match you up with people that expose that weakness. So now you're gonna go make that weakness a strength in a new build just for them to match you up with your new weakness. And that's how they make their money, because they know that people like me are gonna get annoyed because they are getting cooked by a certain build and play style, or a certain build or play style is giving them trouble based off of their rating. So like a defensive scheme may give you trouble based on your ratings. So now you're gonna go make a new player to counter that defensive scheme just for you never to see that defensive scheme again. Or you don't see that defensive scheme in such a long time that now you go offense and now you're playing a point guard who's just straight going at you because his blow by is higher than your clamp. His speed booster is higher than your clamp. Or he knows how to trigger his speed booster in a way that you can't stop him, and then he can just precision dunk you into the basket because he has a step. There's nothing I'm gonna be able to do. Then it's like, oh, Chris, just go ahead and make yourself your lockdown. But then you make yourself your lockdown. I don't always have 5 players. So now you make yourself a lockdown. Now you off ball. And unless you switch yourself onto the ball, now you're useless, because now the offensive ability of somebody else affects the way that you can win the game. Because now I'm a defensive stopper, but the point guard sucks. The point guard's not distributing the ball or scoring it enough efficiency to help you win game. But now I'm happy because I get to lock my guy up. My guy won't be able to score on me. Or I go offense and nobody else on the court scores. Nobody on the court can defend. And see, we play man, and that explains why a lot of people play zone, because everybody just goes all offense. We just play a zone, have a couple of defenders in there, we're good. But we're a man defensive squad. And so what is there to do? I don't know what there is to do. I have not figured it out yet. I don't think I will ever be able to figure it out. But I know one thing that y'all bet not do. Please don't waste y'all time and y'all money, y'all hard-earned money, on making builds to try to combat the people in this game. Because the more of a build, the more confidence you have in your build, the more the game I feel like the game hears that, it sees that, and then it just decides to match you up against somebody that's gonna make you not like that build anymore and leave you in my position, making videos, venting and stressing because your build is too little to be able to compete against the big slashers. But then you try to make a player that competes with the big slashers, and then you get the small defender, you get the small fast people who cook you in a different manner because now you're too slow, you're too big and goofy. There's no hope for me, man. There's no hope for me, y'all. I don't know how I'm gonna make it through. I don't know what player I'm gonna make to be able to load this game up every day and be happy with the player, because I can defend everything and do everything. Because I probably can't, because it's not possible. So what is there to do? I don't know. Hopefully this video can help you not be me.